Welcome to the Leadership Challenge Show here on EBN TV. This is your show where you join us in conversation on matters that pertain to leadership. And our aim is to impact the society and impact on the leadership that we have in this nation, in institutions, and in every level of leadership in this country. I'm glad that you joined us and you are welcome. At the bottom of the screen, there's a number that you can keep on sending your text to us. Tell us what you think about the topic of discussion. We want to hear your views, and we will sample some of the views that you send to us at the conclusion of this program. We are blessed again in our discussion today to have an opportunity to talk about leadership and relevance. In this, we are aiming to talk about leadership that is relevant, and it's wide, and as you can hear, it has a lot that we need to cover. To help us in our discussion today, we are joined by a well-polished academician, a leader, a consultant. Dr. Mary Mugo is not new to EBN TV, and I believe you still remember her. She's together with us. She's Dean of Faculty at Multimedia University, an author and a consultant on matters of leadership. Welcome, Dr. to our discussion today.
Thank you very much, Rev. Always my pleasure to be here.
And let me tell you, for sure, it's always a joy to talk to you because we find many answers to issues that affect leadership in our current time. And thank you so much for finding time to be together with us.
Thank you.
Maybe I will ask you to greet the viewers and maybe say one overview statement that will cover everything, and then we continue with this discussion today. Karibu sana.
Thank you so much. Our viewers are welcome once again. And as we continue, remember, if you do the right thing at the wrong time as a leader, it's gonna be disaster. And that is what we want to talk about today. Welcome.
Thank you. It makes us want to hear more. And let's hit the ground running, Daktari. When we talk about relevance in leadership or leadership and relevance, what exactly are we talking about, and how important is this discussion?
Thank you very much. I think it is important for our viewers and anybody in a position to understand that leadership must be relevant if impact has to be felt.
Mm-hmm.
Leadership has to be relevant if the needs of the people that you lead must be met.
Mm.
And when we say that a leader should be relevant, what we are really saying is that this leader must have the ability, must have the desire to actually build a relationship with the people they lead.
Yeah.
Why so? Because unless you understand the situation on the ground, then you're not likely to be relevant. Because why are you in leadership? You are in leadership because there is something that you need to influence. You cannot influence something that you don't know.
Correct.
When we talk about leadership and relevance, Reverend, we are saying that as a leader, you need to begin to empower people instead of controlling people.
Yeah.
We are saying that you need to understand yourself. You need to understand what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses. How will you understand that unless you get feedback from the people that you lead?
Yeah.
So you cannot be a leader unless you're relevant to what you're doing. And you need also to understand when you talk about leadership and relevance, we are saying that you must be surrounded by the right people. You cannot be relevant unless the people that surround you are relevant. You can't surround yourself with sycophants and think that you remain relevant.
Wow.
You can't surround yourself with people who always tell you what you want to hear and think you're going to be relevant.
Wow.
So you've got to be somebody who even listens to opposing views.
Yeah.
Somebody who wants to hear what is it that other people are saying. And as Kenyans say, you need to know mambo kwa ground iko namna gani.
Yes.
So relevance and leadership is something that any leader must understand. Because if you don't, you find yourself doing the right things either at the wrong time or the wrong things at the right time. Because you need to understand the situation. You need to understand the environment. You need to understand the thing that I'm doing, however good it is.
Yeah.
Is it relevant to the needs of my people?
Yes.
It's like when a child asks you for something and you think they should be having something else. The child tells you, I'm feeling hungry, I want to eat bread. You're like, I think you should not eat bread. Why do you want to eat bread? Because you don't know why they want what they want.
Yeah.
So you cannot talk about leadership without talking about relevance.
Wow, Daktari. You see, last time we were here, we talked about the leadership process. And I think now it's like we are coming to the stark, naked truth about leadership, because we say the process of leadership is leading people towards achieving their goals.
Correct.
and being at the place where they desire to be. But, continually we are finding leaders who are like they are leading the air, the wind. It's like they are, because leaders come to do a particular assignment. But there are many leaders who are out there just doing each and everything and whatever they find to do, but they care less to find whether it is what is affecting rightly the people they are leading. Please say something about that.
Yeah, Reverend, first, leadership is not about doing everything. And leaders need to learn that from wherever you are.
Yes.
At the national level, even in church, you cannot be a pastor or a bishop who does everything. That's not leadership. In fact, leadership is when you empower people to actually do what you think they should be doing. Because you see, at the end of the day, one day you'll not be there. Does that mean that what you're doing will not continue? What happens when the pastor is not around? Does it mean things stop?
Yeah.
So, first of all, leadership is not about doing everything. Because I'll tell you what, which will shock our viewers. Leaders are not experts. They don't know everything.
Say that again and explain it.
Leaders are not experts.
Yeah.
They don't know everything.
Oh.
No. Leaders basically influence people to do things. You influence the people that work with you here so that EBN can move. You don't need to be a journalist. No. You don't need to be an IT person.
Yeah.
So leadership is about bringing people of expertise together to achieve the goal, the mission. So for a leader, what a leader should be doing is seeing far. A leader is supposed to be inspiring people to meet the mission and the vision of the organization.
Yeah.
So in a scenario where you find a leader doing everything, a leader micromanaging, they gotta have a problem. And they will not achieve what they want to achieve. Because actually we also say that management is achieving through people.
Yes.
So if you have to do everything, you are not likely to even achieve, even as a human being, you're not likely to actually get to your destiny if you do everything.
Okay.
There must be other people that must work with you as a leader. And for them to work with you, you must understand yourself. You must be clear, this is where we are going, and then bring them together so that you can get where you're going.
Wow.
So leaders must understand that.
For the benefit of the viewers, let's be a little bit practical about this when it comes to relevance, because leaders come into office to take people somewhere. And when we talk about relevance, we must be referring to the leader himself. Is he the right person who is seeing what people need? And the things that the leader does, are they the things that are relevant to the people they are leading?
Yeah, you see, that is why relevance is about understanding who you are. It is about being clear of who you are and where you're going.
Yes.
It is about understanding what are you strong in and what are you weak in. You see,
Yes.
I may not be very good, for example, as a leader in interpersonal skills. There are leaders who are not good in interpersonal skills.
That's true.
But now, as a leader, you must understand that now that I'm not good in interpersonal skills, and I said you must be surrounded by the right people,
Yeah.
who among the people that surround you is good enough to go to the people and ask them, hey, guys, what is it that you think we should be doing? Because leaders are also people are wired up differently. There are people who their personality is such that they don't listen, but they may find themselves in positions. So what do? You've got to get people around you to ensure that they are on the ground.
Yeah.
And that's why I said it is also important. Relevance is about feedback. It is about getting to know what are people saying.
Yes.
Because actually, Reverend, when you talk about leadership and relevance, you're saying as a leader, you must be real. You must have the reality, but you must be optimistic.
Yes.
So there's the real thing, however bad it is, but you must be optimistic.
Wow.
You must get the people to be optimistic. So you've got to be real. You know, when you say relevance, you're saying you're just real.
Yes.
This is what my people need, and this is what I'll give them. And by this, sometimes what the people need and what the leader thinks people need is totally different. That is why the leader who has relevance understands that I must get feedback from the people that I lead. Whether it's in an organization setup, whether it is in this nation, you've got to get feedback from the people you lead and from the people that surround you. And many leaders, Reverend, mess because they have the wrong people surrounding them. They tell them what they want to hear.
Wow. So actually, Dr. you are telling us that there are leaders who will come, and throughout all their leadership term, they will be doing things that appear good, that appear glorious, and are not relevant to the people they are leading.
That's very possible. You know, why that is possible is because, one, they don't understand what is on the ground, and number two, probably because the timing is wrong.
Is it happening?
It does happen. There's a lot of, you see, timing is everything.
Yes.
Actually, in leadership, other than communication, timing is everything.
That's true.
For the simple reason, if you do the wrong thing, the wrong time, disaster. If you do the right thing, the wrong time, resistance. You know? If you do the right thing, the right time, you succeed. And if you do the wrong time, if you do the right thing, the wrong time, people don't want to hear about it. So you, as a leader, you've got to know, when do I do this? What do I do? When do I take my decision? You can't succeed.
Wait, Dr. This is where now I ask you to repeat. Because I think we lost, some people remain behind somewhere. You have said like around 4 or 5 things about wrong and right and timing. Please let me request you to go over them again for the interest and for the benefit of the viewers.
Okay. What we are saying is that timing is everything for a leader. When you do something, when you act, or determine whether you succeed or not. Why? If you do the wrong thing at the wrong time, you get disaster. Everything becomes disastrous.
Yes.
If you do the wrong thing at the right time, it becomes a mistake. Because you are doing the wrong thing. So it is useless. So
yes, it's a mistake.
That is the second aspect.
Yes.
Number 2, if you do the right thing,
3 now,
but at the wrong time, people resist. That is why you are resisting BBI.
Really?
Because it could be the right thing, but the timing is wrong. You know?
Okay.
But if you do now the fourth way, the right thing at the right time, you definitely succeed.
Now,
timing is everything.
Dr. help us to understand, because there are many leaders who are watching this program. Do many leaders care about relevance, and do they really understand the importance of relevance in their leadership?
Well, some do, I believe, but some don't. But looking at it in a general perspective, I think a number do not quite understand for the simple reason. Is the reason they are in leadership.
Yeah.
You see, the question that I keep asking myself is, why are these guys in leadership? Why have you gone and you want to be an MP, an MCA? Why do you want to, just as an example, why do you want to be an assistant pastor? Because
Or the
it's also
bishop.
leadership, or a bishop.
Yeah.
You see, people go into positions of leadership for the wrong reason. And because of that wrong reason, they never understand the relevance. That is number one. We can talk about as we continue.
Yes.
The second thing is, some people, because of the how they come into leadership,
The how.
they come into leadership,
Yes.
it ensures that for them to stay where they are in that position of leadership, they have to bulldoze. So they really don't really care. After all, how I came is my business. So they don't care. And I think that is the mistake we have made in Kenya, RF. Because people come, they give you some little amount of money, you put them in power, so they're like, Mutadu, really? I mean, I bribed you to be who I am, so do I care what you need?
Yeah.
Of course, thirdly, some of them use their possession to enrich themselves because of self-interest. Leadership is not about self-interest. It's not about your ego, So because of that, many of them don't care much about relevance.
Oh, wow. And we may be in disaster because we are doing the wrong things
At the wrong time.
at the wrong time.
Yeah, things will be disastrous.
Oh, my
Anytime.
dear viewer, this is amazing. And thank you so much, Dr. You are really helping us to break this one down. And please don't go very far. We will be right back. Welcome back to the Leadership Challenge Show here on EBN TV. And we press on with our discussion for today, leadership and relevance, or leadership with relevance, which is very important. And we believe it's going to impact leadership in our nation and in every institution in this great nation. We are glad that you are watching, and thank you, Dr. Mugo, Mary Mugo, for being together with us. And I like the way you approach and you dissect issues. Really, God bless you for us and give you long life.
Amen.
And
Amen.
now we get deeper now. Let's get into the depth of this matter. The relevance has everything to do with timing and need. And before we went for break, you mentioned something about timing. Now we want to look at all of it, relevance, from these two words, timing and the needs of the people. Please say something about relevance in timing and in the needs of the people.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Now, what do leaders do? Leaders make decisions. Leaders act. What that tells you is that if you make the decision the wrong time, either miss an opportunity, or either actually there'll just be what I would call repercussions. Yeah. So what we are saying here is that if you are a leader, you can only be relevant because you're doing what you're doing at the right time. In fact, leadership is about doing the right thing at the right time. And let me tell our viewers, when you talk about timing, you're not talking about what we'd call clock time.
Yeah,
we are talking
chronos.
about what we call kairos in leadership. Kairos is the timing of the situation. Yeah. So if you're a leader, you must always do your things at the right time. If you have to be relevant, because if you don't do things at the right time, then it is useless. Let me give you an example, Rev.
Yes.
You see, if you are supposed to make a decision right now, and the issue demands that you make a decision now, then you decide to procrastinate and make that decision 2 days to come. Definitely there is something that will happen in between. Many people are poor today, even as human beings, because they have not been able to capture the moment. Because opportunities have a lifetime. I mean, they don't stay forever. So timing and leadership is one thing. Now, when you talk about needs and relevance, you're saying for you to be relevant, you must meet the needs of the people. Yeah? You must ensure that the people that you lead have morale. They are empowered. You see? You know, when you talk about motivation, for example, I'm just giving an example.
Yes.
What motivates Mary Mugo is not what motivates John or Paul or you. So if you are a leader and you must be relevant even to the people that you lead, you must understand their needs. What is it that is important to me? Because you see, there are some people who feel very motivated because they have a big office, they have a car. The others who feel motivated because there is beja and they are happy. The others who be very motivated because they have a car. So the need, the timing, and leadership go hand in hand if you have to be relevant. Because you can't tell me you are relevant when I tell you I need water. Let me use politics because that is by the leadership and politics is intertwined.
Yes, yes.
If you are an MCA of my area and I know what I need is water, and then you decide you guys don't need water, what you need is a road. I mean, you failed as a leader. So if you don't do your things at the right time, if you do things that are not in line with the needs of the people you lead, you're simply a failure.
Can we take time and delve deeper into the issue of timing or timeliness? Because I feel like the leaders are not they are not doing things, or they are not leading to deliver what people need in good timing. So there are, but like for example, where I'm born, and I'm not saying where I'm born, I don't want to fight with anyone, but since the first time I had megaphones, loudspeakers, tied on a pickup was 1975. And those leaders were promising to tarmac a certain road.
Is it tarmac now?
Now, I say that in another episode here on leadership. It has never been tarmac up to today as I am talking. Those are many years from 1975 to 2020.
That is 6 years.
Those are many years.
Yeah.
The road is still the same. We are still passing through the same rocks, sometimes stuck in rivers. I remember another time we had gone for funeral and we needed, because it was on Saturday, I'm a minister on Sunday, we have to come back to Nairobi. And it rained just towards the end of the funeral. And the river next to where we were, it flooded. We stayed there. The water was bubbling and, you know, like 3 meters high. You could not drive your car into that. We stayed there 3 hours waiting for the water to pass. Then that water finished passing by around 10 p.m. and we had to drive back to Nairobi. Thank God it was not during curfew, these times of lockdowns and curfew. And so the leaders must also begin to be sensitive about delivering their promises on time. Please take it on.
Yeah, you know, there's an episode we did here on leadership and integrity. And if you remember, we said that integrity is when you keep your word and on time.
Yeah,
so
I remember
in short,
that.
Most leaders simply have no integrity.
Oh.
Because if you cannot keep your word on time, actually you have no business being a leader.
Yeah.
Because people believe in you, people trust you, they trust your word, then you let them down. And then you give excuses. You see, a leader must be, actually, for you to be relevant, you must have integrity. You must be whole. You must be complete. You must keep your word and on time. Remember, I remember, maybe our viewers should look at that episode in YouTube channel, EBN.
Yeah.
Because if you cannot keep your word on time, then there's a problem.
Yes.
When you promise people to do something and you don't do it on time,
Yeah.
even if you do it after
Later.
2 years later,
Yeah.
you are still out of integrity.
Oh.
You are not relevant to us. Because why would you tell us that you're going to give us to do a road at 36 years? The MPs are saying the same thing. Day in, day out. So you cannot separate leadership and timing. And timing has also to do with integrity, because for you to keep time, you're saying that I am willing to be accountable to my words. I am willing to be accountable and responsible for what I say I will do. And you can imagine having a leader who doesn't keep their word, who doesn't keep time. And by the way, many people have that problem, even in real life. They don't keep time. You tell them, let's meet at 2, they show up at 4. I mean, how on earth do you keep people wasting time? I hear people saying that time waits for no king. You know, that is why even Bemberekari we say that God's time is the best, because there must be a timing of something.
Now, Daktari, do you think this lack of sensitivity in delivering projects in good time has contributed to underdevelopment, whether it is in the county or nationally? How is it affecting our development? You
know, you cannot develop when people don't know when to do what. Yes. You see, we are saying you need to act, you need to make the right decision at the right time. So, if you bring development when we are all gone, how do you help us? So, if leaders are not able to keep time, if leaders are not able to be relevant and to meet the needs of the people, we will sing, we will put our chorus, we will remain to be underdeveloped. And by the way, you can see, even politically speaking, in areas where politicians do the right thing at the right time, you'll be surprised. You'll find the tarmac roads in funny, everywhere. There are some places I know in this country, like part of Kiambu. You'll find that tarmac is literally everywhere, because these are people who understand the needs of the people. Because you see, again, Rev, the needs of Kiambu are not the needs of Makueni.
Yes, of course.
Because you see, Kiambu, probably they are doing farming, they are doing things, and they need a road. Correct. But if you go to Ukambani, they want water.
Yes.
For example, I guess.
Yes,
I'm not from there, but I guess.
I understand the needs of that place. Yes.
So that's why a leader must be relevant to the people or to their constituents. Because even in Ukambani, for example, what Booni needs may not be what Kitui needs.
Exactly.
So you remain underdeveloped because people are doing what they think they should be doing.
And the leaders are not relevant to
the needs of the people, to their constituents. In other words, they don't connect. They don't connect with the people they lead. Remember, we started by saying relevance is about the ability and the desire to build a relationship with the people that you're leading. You cannot, if you don't have that relationship, you're not likely to know what is it that my people need. You will start thinking, and if you stay in Nairobi, unafikiria, I think these people need the road. Because you use it yourself. And most of the people that you are leading, the best they have is a Kasululu in Kika.
and you know, you're striking a very important chord in the discussion of leadership. But let's move on and talk about needs of the people. Because I think there is a problem in meeting the needs. You have just talked about the relationship, striking a relationship so that you can be relevant. And the leaders that we put in positions, we have no other relationship with them. The relationship we have with them is they deliver what they promised, and they go up there, if it is in the legislature, and they legislate for things that can help us and deliver those things to the people down there. So the relationship we have with them is that they deliver the needs, the goals of the people. And so now, talking about the needs of the people and the current leadership that we have, or the current terrain, political terrain that we are in, are we keen on delivering the needs of the people? Are we there? Or we are doing other things that appear glorious and great, and the people are wallowing in poverty?
You know, from a leadership point of view, when you talk about the needs of the people, I believe even our forefathers, that is why they put in the Constitution
Yes.
something they call public participation.
Yes.
And you know,
Barazas.
for a leader to be relevant, they actually must be participatory. They must ensure there is cooperation and collaboration.
Yes.
So, public participation is actually supposed to help us understand the needs of the people.
Yes.
You can ask our viewers how many of them have attended a public participation baraza for the last 5 years, where the MCAs and the MPs are asking them, what is it that you think we should do in your ward?
Yeah.
How many?
No.
Very few, if there's any. Very
Yes.
few.
Yes.
So what the leaders do, they want to do things that will make them look like they are really doing something big. But the question would be, how does it change the lives of the people?
Yeah.
How does it change the place? Because you see, if you go to the rural areas, most of them, because I'm a rural girl, most of them are crying matters, water, roads, and bursary,
Yes.
education.
And even how there are small products from the farm, whether it is eggs,
Yeah.
how they can reach the market.
Correct.
And the little milk that comes from the 2 cows or something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
So when you start telling them other things, they're like, are these guys? In other words, for lack of better words, the leadership seems to be out of touch with the common
Electorate,
mwananchi.
yes.
Yeah, they're out of touch. Because, and the reason they're out of touch, remember I said it also depends on the how you become a leader. The how they became a leader is they really don't care. In terms of, I mean, you will just do what we think
Because
we
if they
should do.
bought their way.
Yeah, what are you saying?
What are you saying?
But you see where people do not, get those small amounts and those things, like in some places in Kiambu, I don't want to mention the MP for other reasons, you'll find that the MP works without being told by anybody. Because they know, if you do not work, you are out. But you see, in most areas, there are waves of leadership.
Yes.
So if you are from this area and you belong to this party, utaingia. So they'll even bribe their way for nomination. And not just politics, Pastor. Even unions, everywhere. You'll find that people are always looking for a way of, let's say, corrupting the constituents to get to power.
Yes.
And when they get to power, they must return their money back. How do they do it?
Yeah.
They do, that's the other part. They do development that is able to get their money back.
Yes.
How else will you get your money back unless you do a road? You create a road and then get some cut.
Tinga inakata barabara.
Arafu.
And that's it.
And then you have your money in the pocket.
Yes.
So the issues of corruption, issues of mismanagement, all those issues have made our leaders basically irrelevant.
Yeah.
Actually, you'll be surprised there are people who don't even know the name of the MCA or the name of their MP.
Yeah.
No. Because they are so irrelevant.
They don't feel them.
Yeah. They don't feel them.
They don't feel them.
Yeah. They don't. You ask them, who is your MP? They are like, Sikumbuki.
They begin to mention the names of aspirants in the last years.
Exactly. So if you are a relevant leader, even the small children know you.
Because you are meeting needs.
Because you're meeting their needs. They know you because you're there with them. You have a relationship, and the relationship, as you rightly say, is to ensure that you actually do what you said in your manifesto.
Yes.
Period.
Wow. Okay. Well, we have a very important discussion, the next step that we are taking. But because it is very hot, let's take a short break. We will be right back. Welcome back, my dear viewer. And I believe you are enjoying the program and you're getting informed and you're getting wiser and you're getting enlightened on matters of leadership, and you know now what you need from your leader. And also, as a leader, you know what you should do for your people. But now we finished at the point of relevance having to do with timing and relationship with the people, and also the need of the people. And we essentially say that the relationship the electorate have with the leader is not their cousin or uncle to all these people. The relationship is that you are there to meet our needs and to deliver the promises that you have. I want us to take some time and explore and look at our national leadership. Where are we? And the national projects and the things that are now happening nationally. How do they gauge when it comes to leadership and relevance? Daktari, where are we?
Let me start by saying that what is happening, the projects that are happening are not bad. Let me start by saying that.
Yes.
There is nothing wrong with the roads that are going on. There is nothing wrong with the SGRs that are going on. There is really nothing wrong, so to speak, with infrastructural development.
Yeah.
Because infrastructural development is important for other developments. There's nothing wrong.
Yes.
The only problem probably is the timing of it. Because, you see, we need, as a leader, you need to ask yourself what or who is the beneficiary of this project that is 10 billion or 100 billion. Yeah?
And how will it change lives?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because that is what relevance is all about. And that is why a leader must have a plan and know that this is what we'll do this time. These are the outcome.
Yes.
That is why you'll find if someone stays in town, they think that the leaders are doing a great job because we need the roads.
Yes.
When they do the Westlands, what are they calling it? Expressway.
Yes.
Since I leave that direction, I'll be very happy.
Yes.
Because Mombasa Jam will be gone.
Yes.
So for me, it is good. But you see, for the person who is in the village, they don't understand why do you want to pay all these billions. What I'm getting into, Rev, is that is why it is important to understand the need of the people.
Yeah.
As leaders at national level, you need to know what is the Mwanaiji saying. What is it that the Mwanaiji needs at the moment? Especially now that there is COVID.
Yeah.
What the constituents really care about right now is hospitals, is medicine, is those things that will help them be able to live a better life.
Yeah.
Whereas the infrastructure is important, just as I said when we started, probably it's just that the timing is wrong.
Daktari, do we have some things that are going on in this country that are great in appearance and in report, but they are not relevant as at now, because we are talking about timing?
The only thing I get in my mind, I don't like being political, but the thing that comes to my mind of something that this is my opinion, that is being done and it is really, really the wrong time, is BBI. Because you see, we are saying that we can't have people in church. We cannot have people do so many things in groups. But we are saying we can actually campaign, we can actually vote. Secondly, if it goes through, I don't know, we will spend so much money to have this BBI go, wherever, whichever way. And time, because time is money. But when you look at it, how does it benefit the Mwanainchi?
So, leaders that we have currently, We know in a year's time, there will be election, general election in this country. And people are trying to do things, big projects, so that they can leave things they can be remembered for. I really want you to tie what these leaders are trying to do, because some of them, they have been in office for all these years, is when now they are running to do some things, because they are about to leave office and there will be a general election next year. So they are looking for legacy when they should have built it. And I will also want you to pin it and tie it well in what we can call a good legacy. Because if you leave a good legacy, it should be something that affected people's lives. So how do we tie what leaders who are about to leave office and the projects that they are championing right now with the needs of the people and relevance?
Yeah, you know, when you talk about legacy, first and foremost, the leaders who, especially the governors and those who will not be offering themselves in the next elections if BBI does not go through because of the two-term aspect.
Yes.
The timing is wrong. First of all, remember we are talking about leadership, relevance, and
so
timing.
any leader that has been in the office the last 10 years, the last 8-9 years, and they are rushing now to finish something. Yes.
You see, legacy is built. It is not a one thing, you know. You build your legacy from day one.
Oh.
When you go to leadership, you know, at the end of the day, this is what I want to be remembered for.
So you build it from day one.
Yes, you
so
don't just wake up.
Sio kibandiko mtu anabandikwa saa zile anatoka kwa ofisi. So please please expound it.
How do you build a legacy in less than 1 year? Unless you steal money or you do something. What is it that you will do in 1 year that you can finish really? So, first of all, the timing is wrong. And that is why it's disastrous.
So what can you tell these leaders?
They should just do that one thing they know they can do and do it well and touch the lives of the people and move on. You see, there are things, Rev, that you can even do right now, even within this 1 year, and the people remember you for them. For example, if you do something to do with health, something to do with education, something to do with water. You see, digging a dam does not take forever.
Yeah.
I mean, a good dam. Putting up a hospital does not take forever. So that is where now we also say that leaders must make strategic decisions. Not just a decision.
Yes, yes.
So I want to advise our leaders, be strategic in the things that you do. And by the way, look at the most famous woman in the world, Mother Teresa. What did she do? What is her legacy? And today, everybody talks about Mother Teresa.
Yes.
Wangari Maathai. Why do people remember her? They remember her because of she was passionate about what she was doing. That's the other thing about legacy. People remember you for what you did because you're passionate about it.
Yes.
It's not because you bulldozed about it. So as a leader, you need to know, what are you passionate about? If you're passionate about water and that's what your people need, go and dig those things. If it's health, because leaving a legacy that you have, just an example, you have a airstrip or an airport. How many of your constituents own helicopters? Really?
That's it.
You know, so it's actually what they should have been asking themselves to date is, what do I want to be remembered for?
Yeah.
And any leader who gets into position without that question definitely messes up. Because it comes to them too late that, hey, I'm leaving. What will I be remembered for? But if you are a good leader and you need good legacy, you start from day one. You know that I want to be remembered for education. I have heard some MPs being called some names. Wamashukuru. Like there's an MP here being called Wamashukuru.
Wamashukuru?
Really?
Really?
That is the name, Wamashukuru. Because for him, his focus is education. And that is what you'll be remembered for.
Yes, yes.
So we also need to hear MPs being called Wamai. Wamai is a Kikuyu name, so let's say Wamanje.
There's something about water.
You know, if you want to do hospitals, you have we want to hear MCAs and, being called things like masivitare, you know.
Or you buy people water tanks.
Yeah,
You know there's something
that we also have that in Kiambu,
it's called
Matangi.
but,
You
but
see,
you see, the other
that's
day,
the point.
I was driving through Okambani. I was amazed because I passed through a high altitude and I was able to see the homes and the buildings in the valley. And almost every homestead in Okambani, they have a iron sheet building. And yet they keep on complaining about water. I was asking, why can't the leaders just give every household in Ukambani a 10,000 liter tank? The water that will be in Ukambani will be equivalent to the water in Lake Victoria.
Correct.
Because it is stored in tanks.
Is all about. And
yes.
Really personally, I don't know them at personal level. But when I had a certain MP being called Wamashukuru, and I did some small survey, and actually I was told that if you go to any school in that particular constituency, I don't know, not Kikuyu, somewhere there, every school, you can see what the MP has done. So that is that you see, when you have a legacy, right?
Yes.
People even nickname you your legacy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And to tie it to a discussion of today, because we're about to wind up.
Yeah.
So people want to be remembered, but they have to understand they should be remembered for their relevance.
Yeah.
Because they were relevant to the people at the time they were in the office.
Correct.
I think you can say something about that one, because they want to leave a legacy, but some of the legacies people cannot remember them as a good thing they did for people when they were in the office.
Correct. You see, people, even children, will remember you because you gave something they actually treasure.
Yes.
I think that's what leaders need to understand. Legacy, people remember you because you did to them something that they needed, and something they treasured, and you did for them the right time.
That's
so
true.
You cannot have a legacy unless the timing is right and the needs of the people are met and you are relevant to the needs of the people. Why they nickname you those names is because to them it is relevant to them. They are like, hey, we are not even now paying easy Vidusashule. Amashukuru has done it. I don't know who Amashukuru is, but I know there's an MP called that.
Okay. All right. Now, in preparation to wind up this discussion, I'll be requesting Dr. Mary Mugo to look at the camera and address this issue of relevance in leadership, and also you can touch a little bit on the scramble for legacy, even as we come to conclude this discussion today. Please take it on.
Okay. This is to our leaders. As you leave your legacy, understand people remember you because you touched their lives.
That's right.
People will never remember you because you build an airport. They will remember you because what you have done for them actually changes their lives positively.
That's
People
true.
will remember you because you did something that their generations to come will say, surely we had a leader. And it is also important for you to understand as a leader, as you do what you're doing, ensure that you have people with you. You know, public participation is very important, not just in politics. If you're leading an organization, you are CEO of an organization, empower the people. In other words, a good leader does not just give the fish. They teach their people how to fish.
Wow.
You'll be better leading people who are rich like you than leading people who are as poor as, let me not say the church, whatever. But you will be able to lead people better because they understand issues and understand that you're not leading dada hens. No.
Yes.
You are leading people who know what you should be doing. You're leading people who understand issues. You're leading people who have gone to school.
Yeah.
And to the constituents and those who are being led, this is for you. If a leader is not relevant to your needs, speak out. It is not time to keep quiet. For those who can go to court, go to court. Why not? If you think it is the wrong thing, please speak out. Because at the end of it all, It is about your country. It is about your organization. You cannot let the country, you cannot let your organization sink. You must speak. Thank you very much.
Wow, 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 wow. Thank you so much. That was blazing. And we are now must come to the end of our discussion today. And I believe you've been touched and you have been enlightened and you've been strengthened and inspired by the discussion of today. My prayer for you, if you're a leader, you've not done what you can be remembered for the last 10, 8, 9 years you've been in the office, stop giving people stress. Your time is up. Begin to wind up the project that you started. Don't start a new project because you will leave it as a white elephant. It will not help people. So please relax. If you have not done anything that you cannot be remembered for, just relax, go home the same way, because now I don't think you have a lot of time remaining for you to do anything. And all this scramble for legacy, please, let's stop it, because you're going to hurt people, you're going to hurt the economy, you're going to hurt our relationships. Why? Because you are forcing things so that you can leave something that can be seen and that can be talked about at the expense of the needs of the people. Until next time, God bless you and keep you. It was good. And Dr. Mary Mugo, thank you so much. Dean of Faculty, Multimedia University. And until next time, God bless you and see you here on EBN TV. Bye-bye.